A few years into teaching, I had a brilliant student, honor roll, perfect attendance, all of the above. He could practically solve for X in his sleep. And on one evening on our field trip, I observed this same brilliant kid get up to the counter with his parent and look at them because they didn't know what to say or how to order their food. And then it hit me, not for the first time, but it actually clicked. We're raising a generation of young people that can pass a standardized test but can't order their own food at the counter. Kids who can write a 5-paragraph essay but cannot have a 5-minute conversation with their peers or an adult. Who can memorize a formula but panic when somebody gives them $20 and they don't know how to manage it. That gap, the space between what they learn and what they actually do, that's what this channel is all about. So let me introduce myself. I'm Jalen Jack. I am an educator of over 4+ years, and I have hands-on experience with 11 to about 14 to 15-year-olds. And I am the founder of ETRNL LRNG. I will be honest up front, and some of you may have seen my other videos, but I am not a parent yet. But I'm the same person that your child may see for about 8 hours a day. I spend most of my days teaching them, guiding them, correcting them, encouraging them, and also I learn from them too. That experience alone has shown me up close what these kids are facing every single day. This experience has shown me up close and personal what the youth truly has a struggle with in today's time. It also shows me what they actually need, both inside the classroom and far beyond it. My work is rooted in faith. It's shaped for parents, teachers, students, educators, mentors, anyone who cares to help the next generation grow with real purpose. Whether you're the parent who put this on or you're the kid that has to sit here and watch this, I see you. And you're both in the right place. This channel is built for the both of you. Young people need more than academics to be ready for life. They need confidence. They need communication. They need emotional awareness. They need discipline. They need responsibility, character, practical tools they can actually use in real life situations. Not just someday, but now. And here's what's a little bit tricky. Most parents already know this. You want your child to be grounded, capable, kind, and prepared. That's not the problem. The problem is the gap between knowing and doing. You don't always have the time, the consistency, or even the right resources to teach this on a random Tuesday in the middle of dinner, between homework, or even on the drive home from sports practice. School was never designed to close that gap. And I say that as someone who grew up loving school and still loves school as an adult. I've given years of my life to it. But the classroom teaches academics. Somebody still has to teach the rest. And what I built ETRNL LRNG to do, and what this channel is here to do, is to put real tools into your hands so you're not having to do the guesswork. So everything I make and everything that I'll talk about on this channel is built around 4 main pillars. 4 areas I watch young people struggle with throughout my years of teaching. 4 areas that shape whether they walk into adulthood ready or not. The first is health, not just eat your vegetables. I mean caring for the body and the mind that they've been given. Learning to handle stress, rest, to notice their own emotions before the emotions begin to run the show. Health is stewardship, like taking care of a gift. Second is communication. How to speak up without being disrespectful, how to disagree with a teacher, a student, or coach, and stay respectful and firm at the same time. How to have the hard conversation without avoiding it, because confidence, real confidence, is not about being the loudest person in the room. Third is career. And I don't mean just what job do you want? I mean purpose. What are you good at? What problems do you want to solve? Who are you becoming? Not just what will you do? Purpose is not a job title. The earlier a young person starts to ask those questions, the better. And the fourth is finance. How money actually works, needs versus wants, the art of waiting to get something rather than just getting it immediately, delayed gratification, handling $10 to $20 responsibly so that one day they can handle 10,000. These are all muscles, and they're built small and early on purpose. Health, communication, career, finance. That's the framework, and that's what we're going to walk through together on this channel. Now, for me, the thread that seamlessly weaves through all 4 of those pillars is faith, because it's the heart of everything that I do. I am a true follower of Christ, and my work is rooted in faith. So when I talk about money, I'm also talking about stewardship and contentment. When I teach about communication, I'm talking about honesty and humility. When I talk about purpose, I'm talking about the idea that each of us was made on purpose for a purpose. Faith for me isn't just a 5th subject that I tacked on at the end. It is the very lens that I see all of this through. It's the water that everything else swims in. And here's my promise to you. If faith is not a part of your home, you're still welcome at this table. I will never talk down to you. I will never be pushy. Character, wisdom, responsibility, kindness, those things matter for every family, in every home. So take what serves you and your child. There's a seat here either way. So let me talk to the young people for a second. If you are 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15 and someone is making you watch this, first of all, I'm so sorry. But stick around. This channel is not here to lecture you. I am not here to tell you everything you're doing wrong. I actually really like your age group. You are truly funnier and smarter than adults give you credit for. What I want is to hand you tools that make life feel a little less confusing and a lot more like something you can handle. Is that a deal? And to the parents, guardians, and the mentors that are watching, I know you're busy. I know you already care, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't. What I want to give you is not more pressure. It's practical help. Every episode, I'll leave you with something real. A question to ask, a conversation to start, or a small habit to build together. Things you can actually use this week and not just nod and move on with the next video. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be in the room. And you already are. So here's how it works. Every week we take on one real topic, one of those from our 4 pillars, and we break it down together. There's usually a story, some straight talk, and always something you can walk away and do. Which brings me to this week's challenge, and it's a small one. Sometime this week, I want you to ask the young person in your life one question that is not, how was your day? Because we both know what that's gonna get you. A 1-word response, and they're moving on with the rest of their day. Ask them something real instead. Something like, what's something that you did this week that your future self would thank you for? And then, this is the hard part, I need you to stay quiet. Let them actually answer. If you want help, I put together a free guide. 30 of these questions, the ones that actually open up conversation. It's called Beyond How Was Your Day? And you can grab it free at ETRNL ETRNL LRNG.com. The link's in the description. That's what we're doing here, building up the next generation, not just to pass a test, but to be ready for the life that's waiting on the other side of it, to grow with confidence, with character, with purpose, with real skills that last long after the bell rings. If that's the kind of thing you want in your corner, subscribe and come back next week. We're starting with health, and I'm going to talk about something that I see students struggle with more than almost anything else: how to fail without falling apart. I'm Jalen Jack, and this is Beyond the Bell, and I'm so glad you're here.